special day in Effingham High School history. I know there's been a lot of talk of 81 years since the baseball team appeared at the state tournament, but it's also been 43 years since we won an IHSA trophy. So you guys have accomplished quite a bit over the last few days. This time it's my privilege to introduce to you our MC. Mr. Greg Sack has been a part of our community his whole life. He has supported area high school students in their programs since 1974 when he joined the radio station, and has been broadcasting for thinking since 1976. He's an IHSA Distinguished Media Award winner. There's not very many of those. He was nominated by our school, and he received the award a couple of years ago at a basketball game. So our community is super lucky to have all of our media, but I welcome Greg Sack.
Thank you, David, and good afternoon, everybody. We are glad to be here for such a celebration. An exciting time it has been to win the regional, then the sectional, that wonderful super sectional game in Decatur, and then these two great days in Joliet. I know we didn't win, but we won. You understand that? I hope everybody understands that. And I must say, although I love all the schools in this area, I graduated from Effingham High School. So to be a part of those broadcasts of my hometown team, I tell you what, guys, that made it that much more special for me, and I think for everybody that's out here today. So congratulations for that. You understand that this has been a memorable thing, a monumental thing. I hope that you will take time before you leave today. Be sure and go over and look at those trophies to my left, because those plaques are something special. Please give it up for Unit 40 Superintendent Andy Johnson.
As most of my life, I've been in Dave's shoes, experiencing things of this nature. So this time as a superintendent, and as I don't like to use the term boss, but I appreciate it, I got to sit back and watch everything that goes on. And I'm going to go through a few people and a few things that I saw over the weekend that were incredible. Look across that stadium. You look across and see how many people are there. It didn't look like a lot. I know, the place holds, what, 5,000? I don't know. But if that same crowd was sitting in our gym or sitting on our fields, it was a lot. So kudos to you for making that trip, even if you weren't related to somebody. So hats off, yes. To the media. Can't say enough about the media. And yes, you are correct. And yes, every time I get an opportunity to speak to somebody in our community or outside of our community, I brag about our media. Okay? Whether it's radio, newspaper, Repke media, whoever. They are doing things to exploit our children and put out to the public the positives that are going on in the school district and community. I can't say enough about Greg, Matt, Alex Walner, Steve Raymond, and Tyler Repke. So please, again, give the media in this area a round of applause. Dave, you've done an incredible job this weekend of taking care of our kids, our coaches. For that, I just want to say a special thank you. I missed that role. It's the best role in the business. It's better in the classroom, those of you that teach, because you get to be with so many more kids, and you get to do what was done this weekend, which is, in my opinion, roll out the carpet for our kids, because they're our kids, and we want the best for them, and we are the best at giving that to them. So Dave Wolman, thank you very much for all that you've done, especially this weekend. Today is the worst day of every season I ever coached. When they walk out the door, and they don't walk back on the field. That was tough for me to walk away from and being an administrator, because I had to give that up when I came to Theotopolis to be an athletic director and assistant principal. Through the state tournament journey. Not just on the field, but off the field. I heard people from other places comment about our crowd. I heard people from other places comment about our kids. I heard comments about how polite they were. I watched them sign autographs. Lost 2 games. Nobody likes to lose. We didn't go up there to lose. But they put that aside and took the time to sign a ball, to sign a shirt. I watched that. It's bigger than the ball called baseball. Here's the big takeaway I got, though, and I hope you did too. And I know in your shoes, I wouldn't get it if I was your age right now. There are so many little hearts out there that look up to you, and I pray you never forget that. As Greg alluded to, that trophy will never leave that case or this school district. That years down the road, they will still be watching your every move and making statements about that is so-and-so who is a member of the 2022-23 fourth place state Effingham Hearts baseball team. That will never leave you. I don't care what you do. Please continue to do what you did at the state tournament. Sign the autograph. Take the time. Listen and be a part of what I call a legacy. We are proud of you for what you've accomplished on the diamond, but we're more proud of you for what you've accomplished and are going to accomplish in life. Because baseball has helped you, and this weekend has helped you be able to do things down the road that we pray you do at a very high level. So there's more of you. I guarantee you we can call a lot of schools right now that would trade you. But you're number one in all the hearts and minds because you are ours. Nothing made me feel better. I don't like to lose, but on my drive home yesterday, I was very blessed to think about the experiences that you've had this weekend. That had you not caught that ground ball, had you not hit that ball in the gap, had you not thrown that last strike in the super section, the sectional, and the regional, you'd have never gotten that opportunity this week. This driven season is far bigger than the baseball that was the focus over the past several weeks. It's about you becoming great dads. As I close, thank you, coaches, parents, and players for giving so many of us the opportunity to enjoy what life is all about through that little thing they call a baseball. The teamwork, perseverance, dedication, determination, and on and on and on. You truly are the best, and we are thankful to be a small part of your lives. Go Hearts.
Please welcome up David Wolfman.
Well, we're here. We made it. We finally got back home. Proud of what you guys have done this weekend and throughout the season. I'd like to thank our local media. I say this a lot at the banquets, but our town is totally blessed with so many people that want to promote and share the accomplishments of our student athletes. The Effingham T-Town News Report, Mr. Raymond. The Effingham Daily News, and Alex Walker. Tyler Repke and Repke Media. Mr. Sapp and WXCF. WCRA. I'd also like to recognize, I know Mr. Johnson mentioned Matt, but I'd also like to recognize Dustin White. He is a big part of the WXCF team and the broadcast staff. People that would rather listen to our radio announcing than listen to their own. So, very proud to be part of this community and have support the meetings. No successful team is as good unless you have the fan base we have. And then lastly, the team, I mean, golly, how much fun did they give us, particularly at the end of the year, but throughout the whole season in their careers. I mean, we couldn't have asked for anything more. Everything they did to represent us makes me happy. Doesn't look like it right now, but it does. It's more important than the baseball. It'll take them further in life, and they're going to gain so much out of this experience, but I am so proud of them for how they manage themselves in their careers and particularly this weekend. Remember the relationships that you built over these last few days, and particularly through the season, because that's really what you remember in the long run. You'll forget about the details of the game and even maybe who you played, who the other players were, but you will remember the relationships that you established with your teammates. And that's really what lasts. And the average was 1,150 students, which may not seem like a big deal. We have 736, but if we added 200 more boys to our school, who knows? You know, how good could we be? You guys accomplished so much. It's almost from the perspective of numbers, the David and Goliath story, right? what I really truly love about sports is success can be very elusive. It's hard to get a hold of. And sometimes when you think you have a hold of it, something happens and it slips away. With all those odds made against them, and all those things that could have happened, and all the injuries you guys went through during the season, and you guys still were able to achieve, accomplish, and make great things happen for Effingham High School. So I'm super proud of you guys, the staff, and the team. I applaud your efforts this year. I know Coach McNeely, when he was hired, he said he wants this sort of thing to be routine, to be the norm. And I want it to be too. So thank you to the seniors who helped guide our younger players, who helped show that in the face of adversity, we can still achieve and survive and be successful.
Please welcome up Curran McNeely.
Kara to basically run our family for 6 months. Thank you for everything you've done. We were sitting there 4 years ago. I remember getting asked the question, do you think you have what it takes to make a state title or win a state championship? And my answer, I remember to this day, was yes, I do, but it's going to take a special group of kids. And not just one special group or one special class, but as a whole. And this group sitting right here in front of me today, that's one special group. You guys should be very, very proud of what they have done and the young men that they've become currently and what they are going to turn themselves into over the course of the next few years. I want to say thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for trusting me with those kids over senior parents over the last 4 years. The last 4 years has been one that's been kind of wild. We get started out with the COVID year. We don't get a season at all for the seniors. Now they were currently freshmen. We turn around and we play a shortened season where we play, I believe it's 23 games in about 6 weeks. So non-normal season whatsoever. During that time frame, we're still playing football as well. So a lot of these guys were dual sport athletes for 6 weeks. The 2 full seasons that we have had, we've won 2 regional titles, a sectional, a sub-sectional, and a 4th place finish at state. And that's something that I will never forget, and I hope that you guys will never forget either. That's very special. So, and how we thought we had the correct makeup to make a run deep into the postseason. And we got off to a slow start. Some injuries happened that we weren't prepared for, and we had to have quite a few younger guys step up and take over. But we kept saying to ourselves about midway, I think we were 8-11 or somewhere around in there, that if we find a way to get back to 500, this team's going to take off. But we just have to keep fighting and find a way to get to that. About 3 weeks left in the season or so when we finally hit the 500 mark. And man, did they take off. It was up and down throughout, but once we hit that number, once we hit that mark, man, they rose to the occasion. You want to get hot at the right time, right? And Dave hinted on the numbers. 31 runs scored to opponents 18, 9 in that one game. I was just looking a while ago, and we hit in postseason 279 as a team. As a pitching staff, our team staff ERA was 1.658. So that's pretty impressive. I'm not going to go into a bunch of other numbers on here, but what these kids have done in the postseason to get us to where we're at today, the hard work that they put in and day out, they never gave up, they never quit, they just kept grinding, day in, day out, believing in the system that was presented to them, and trusting in that process. I asked our seniors to fill out a sheet with team goals on it. And they brought it to me the next day, and this is the first time I'd ever done this with a group. So they brought me this. There's a lot of them that I could take a mark or two and circle that they accomplished. I'm super proud of this group. I'll never forget them, especially this group of seniors. You've been with me for 4 years. years now. You guys have really laid the foundation of my program. You've shown these younger group of boys and the underclassmen what it takes to be successful. So once again, thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you guys out there. Thank the community for everything that you guys have done, showing up and supporting these boys, not just these seniors, but the younger kids too, over the last few weeks. So thank you again.
Evan Wayne has been brave and volunteered to speak, and I think he does have some help up here. Whoever's going to speak, come on up, guys. All right.
I want to say thanks to everybody. First of all, the families, mom and dad. I want to thank you guys for being here the last 4 years. Not only the last 4 years, but whole sports career, football, baseball. It's a lot to go through, and wouldn't be able to do it without you. I want to thank the friends, families, everybody's family here. I know without all the support, none of this would be possible at all. I want to thank the players sitting here, you guys. I know a lot of people didn't believe in us, but every single one of us did. We knew we could get it done. And I also want to thank the coaches, especially Coach McNeely. I remember, almost 5 years ago, I remember junior high walking in for football lifting, and all the coaches were there, and I didn't know who he was, obviously, and I never thought that we'd grow this close to all these coaches. It's almost like having extra dads. They're here for us all these 4 years, and I know every single one of us know that they're going to be with us. They're always a phone call away for the rest of our lives, and just thank you. Us seniors, we just want to kind of say thank you and goodbye. Not only goodbye, but it's kind of a start of a tradition we've made. It's not just a goodbye, but it's a start that we've become. The legacy that started is really important for all of us.
I love baseball. I love every sport for different reasons, but I love baseball. I have a passion for baseball. I look at earned run averages. I look at batting averages. But I also look at runs scored, moving runners along, things like that, because it's all part of the game. You might not hit 400, but if you hit behind a guy to get him to third base with less than 2 outs, you improve your chances to score. It's a great sport. Thanks for bringing luster to Effingham High School. We have a lot to be proud of at Unit 40. And now we have one more special thing to remember for all our lives. So thanks, guys, for that. That's special for all of us.
Oh. That's all right. The last couple weeks have just been awesome. Like that game at Milliken, the super sectional, felt like the whole town was out here. It felt like a city series. So that definitely gives us an advantage. Every postseason game we've had this year, it's felt like a home game. So it's been great to see them come out and support us, and we're super grateful. We all remember whenever we were little, and we always come out to games and look up to those guys. So to be those role models for them now, and every game it feels like the whole Heaters team is out there. All the little kids are out there. So to talk with them after the game, take pictures, and just try to be a good role model on and off the field for all of them. It's really special for all of us to do. Probably making it to state, that winning the super sectional, that was just such a cool moment for the whole team, and it's just a big moment for the program, and hopefully we can continue to do that every few years, and it's not a big drought like it was. So to kind of break the ice and go back for the first time in 81 years, that was huge. I think it's just the culture here. Everybody, we always just come out and try to work as hard as we can, and we knew we had the talent to do it. But we've had some injuries, and obviously the regular season didn't go super well. But just to see the way that the community supported us and the way that we've continued to fight this season has been really cool to see, and we couldn't have done it without the support from the community and the coaches, and it's just been a really fun couple weeks. Yeah, it's been awesome to be the first class that he's had all 4 years. We were freshmen whenever he came in. It's been awesome just to grow with him and learn from him and watch him progress as a coach and teach us the right way to go about things and make us better people on and off the field. It's really special, and we've all been playing with each other since we were 8 years old. So to finish our high school careers like this, and for some guys to finish their baseball careers like this, it's something we've always dreamt of, and it's really cool.
Honestly, it still hasn't sank in. Those 2 days up there at state, from a game standpoint, to me, they were just another 2 games, another 2 opponents. But it went by so fast, so quick. Just looking back at those 2 days and being able to spend more time with these kids, especially that senior group, getting 2 more days to hang out with them, to practice with them, just to get to be around them and cut it up, have fun. Those are things that I'm going to remember the most. I don't think it's just the fact that they've accomplished history. It's the fact of what they've done and how they've bought into my philosophy, my process as a baseball coach. Sometimes it's hard. It's difficult to change when you get somebody else to take over a program, especially after the person in front of you has been there for so long. We went through some growing pains together. Within the first 2 years, we really did. But like I said in the speech, they just continue to show up, continue to trust in the process that we put in front of them, and continue to put in the work, and it paid off for them. How much they embrace each other, how much fun they had around each other, not just from baseball standpoint, being around each other on the field during practice, during games, but going out, eating dinner, spending time with each other, having fun with each other. They've turned themselves into, that set of brotherhood that I think they'll always have. It'll never leave their side. It's huge from a program standpoint. It's massive. Not just these older groups, not just these seniors and juniors, but the lower level kids, the sophomores and the freshmen, kids that are in 8th grade and younger, knowing that it can be done, knowing that it's not that far-fetched idea to make it to the state tournament. But I hope they know that this team didn't just make it just because. Yeah, sure, there's some other things involved. There's a little luck involved, of course, but the amount of work that they've put in, the amount of time that they have put in, countless hours, that's what stands out to me the most. And I think that's why in the end they had success.
Being with the same guys throughout your whole journey is awesome. Most of us are still playing now, getting to work together every day, being with the same guys, just coming together as a team and finishing off with making it to a state tournament is awesome. We made it to state. Yeah, we made history, but the thing you're going to remember most, all the memories you made with all your friends and just being together with all of them, like I said, every day at practice, being able to be on the field with them, stuff like that you'll never get to do again, and you'll miss forever. The whole season it was good, and then we get to the postseason and crowds finally start to get up, get higher, and then we get to the state tournament and you look up in the crowd and there's a row and a half of young boys just looking up to us, sitting right behind us. It's just awesome to see that. Everybody's showing out, everybody's there, everybody wants to see us win. It's awesome. It's awesome to be a role model for them. We were once those kids sitting there and wanting to be the guys that were playing in the postseason. 3-4 years ago, they were in the super sectional game, and I was that kid sitting there watching them, wanting to be that guy. Just being the guy that was at state and being a role model for them is just awesome. Being the underdog, nobody really knows us there. Nobody thought we should be there, so it just gives us that much more to prove. Just us being there proved a lot about us. And yeah, like you said, us being small, the smallest by a lot, just in the second game, showing that we can compete with those types of teams was just awesome.
Well, I've been here for quite a few years, Tyler, and I super am excited for our kids, for the community. They did something that no other team in baseball has ever done, winning a trophy at the state tournament. And really we only have one other trophy in school history. So I'm super proud of the kids and the coaches for the accomplishment that they achieved this year. Any good school is going to have a great community standing behind it, and our community is very philanthropic. They support the school district quite a bit, and we couldn't do some of the things we do without them. Well, it was really exciting for me to see the younger kids asking our players for autographs, the kids' excitement in the stands. So hopefully that will pass down to their generation and they can accomplish the same types of things.